All right, I'm Peter Brusso for 101 Small Business Mastermind, and with us today we've got Dick. Say good morning, Dick.
Good morning, Dick.
And Frank. Say good morning, Frank.
Good morning, Dick.
And Phil. Say good morning, Phil.
Hey, good morning, everyone.
From chilly Chicago. Well, there you go. And today we have to do a shout out for a birthday, Roger Rose. Happy birthday, Roger. I'm sure you'll enjoy the day, I hope, anyway. And even though I'm not part of that group anymore, we can certainly do shout-outs. No problem with that.
Well, we can send them some tacos.
Absolutely, and glitter. Let's do that. Tacos and glitter. Everybody's got to love that. So, all right. So what we've got to do, I want to share my screen here in just a minute. I ran across something of interest. You know, everybody's got passwords that they can or cannot remember, and so the this is a cute way of doing passwords. And you know, so if you have your dog's name as a password, well, people can figure that out. But if you just shift your whole hand over one on the keys and type what you believe would be your dog's name, there's a great way to do your password. So that's my technical tip of the day. And does everybody understand what I'm saying there?
Yeah.
Yep.
So if your dog's name was Fido, you go one key to the left of the FIDO.
You just move your hand as if it's, you know, if you're a full finger typist, mind you, you just move your hand, shift your hand over one key, and type what you believe would be Fido.
Okay, so it would be GOF. Would it GO? Well, I don't know how to do it. Anyway, okay.
Just use this program called LastPass, LASTPASS.
Oh, of course.
Yeah,
LastPass. That's everybody. But you know, this is just an easy way for those that don't want to do LastPass. Okay, which is a website where you put in your passwords there and link it to your wherever you are, and they sign you in. So.
Okay.
Yeah, that's that. So, all right, that was my
interesting.
My little internet show for the moment. Also, I encourage everybody that's got a business. I mean, Dick and I have been really hammering this last week on using Skype, getting all the members of a particular engineering group that we're working with all on the same page, and that's turned out brilliantly. To include being able to put up documents and go through financials and all kinds of cool stuff. Everybody at the same time, and you know, and all in one time zone, mind you, but hundreds of miles away from each other. Love Skype. Gotta like it. And then we also did our living histories using Skype this last week, a week and a half ago, and living histories for our disabled American veterans. And that just worked out fantastic, and I even got in behind a guy yesterday. I was trying to catch him. His license plate was 86 Flyer, and so that's a Sabre jet guy, you know, during the Korean War, Sabre jets at 86 Flyer. I didn't catch him, needless to say, but gosh darn it. All right, Frank. How about a twin?
Yes. Well, let's see here.
All righty.
There we have it. Okay, this week's twin, this week in the news, headlines and small business lessons from the headlines, and this week couldn't be any more topical. It's the headline is, "Hey, Bill Belichick, thank you for the small business lessons, both the good ones and the bad ones." I don't know if you've been under a rock, you don't know that Bill Belichick has been in the news. Matter of fact, he had a news conference this morning, and all the major news channels covered it live at 6:30 our time, 9:30 in Massachusetts time. And I was going to talk about him today because his team is in the Super Bowl, and I didn't anticipate what happened on Monday, and we'll talk about that toward the end here. For those of you who may not know who Bill Belichick is, he is now 62 years old. He was born in Nashville, Tennessee, but raised in Annapolis, Maryland. And why he was Annapolis, Maryland? His father was an assistant football coach at the Naval Academy. So it was not a stretch to predict that Bill would follow his father's footsteps and become a football coach. At the age of 25, mind you, through Bill's father's connection, Bill got his first coaching job as an assistant, who was really a gopher, to the head coach of the Baltimore Colts, a guy named Ted Marchibroda. Dick may remember him. And he was paid $25 a week. That's how committed he was to learn his craft. It was like an apprenticeship job. At 25, he was making $25 a week. And he learned, and Bill paid his football coaching dues by taking a number of assistant jobs for many, many teams, both college and pro. And finally, in 1991, he was named the head coach of the Cleveland Browns. He failed miserably. He wound up with a 36-44 record and was eventually fired in 1996 and went back to being an assistant coach, matter of fact, for Dick's favorite team, the Giants, under Bill Parcells. He became a defense coordinator. And then in the year 2000, Bill was named the head of football operations, which means coach and GM and everything else, for the New England Patriots, which is where I became involved. I'm from New England. And Bill is credited with turning around a franchise that at one time was the laughingstock of the NFL. And he turned that around during his tenure, and he is still there as of this morning, into one of the most successful winningest organizations in the NFL. Their franchise today is valued as the second most valuable franchise in the National Football League, second only to the Dallas Cowboys. Okay. And Bill is referred to as either one of two things. He is called Bill Belichick, the best coach in NFL history, or he is called Bill Belichick, the sleaziest coach in NFL history. You either love him or you hate him. I have felt both ways about him, especially in this past week. And both titles that Bill receives are very well deserved. He has won more playoff games than any other coach in the history of the NFL. However, in 2007, he was caught illegally videotaping the practices of the New York Jets. He was fined out of his personal account $500,000. The team was fined $250,000, and they lost a first-round draft choice. And it's called Spygate. And then last Sunday, his team was caught using footballs that were not up to the NFL standards, and they had in fact, it made all of the newscasts. The news, not the sports, not just ESPN. It made CNN, Fox News, ABC, NBC, and so forth, and the O'Reilly factor. So that's a major problem for the NFL. NFL is the most popular sport, football, the most popular sport in the U.S. It is a multi-billion-dollar operation, and it has suffered major black eyes with the handling of the Ray Rice domestic abuse case and the Adrian Peterson who abused his child case.
No pun
And
intended,
so,
right?
Right.
Like
And
that.
so there we go.
Sorry.
The last thing the league needed on the eve of its greatest event of the year, called the Super Bowl, was this scandal. And it is causing a major problem. So that's the background. And I was going to talk about Bill anyway before the game on Sunday, and I was so excited that the game was on. And let me tell you how big a fan I am. When the New England Patriots football schedule comes out, I plan my family outings around the football games. That's how much of a fan I am. So I'm emotionally involved. So I said, okay, what are the small business lessons, both the good ones and the bad ones, that we can extract from Bill Belichick? Let's talk about the good, and there are some good ones. The program that I put together called Prospects Pursue You, I have a 7-point manifesto that I describe in detail of what each point means. And Bill Belichick practices 5 of them. The good Bill Belichick practices 5 of them. Let me go over each one, the 5. The first one is respect. The manifesto states that being respected is more important than being liked. While many people do not like Bill Belichick, just about every team owner, except for 2, would not hesitate to hire Bill Belichick to run their team. Even though he's not liked, and by the way, and the 2 are the New York Jets and I think of the New York Giants. Those are the 2 that wouldn't hire him. Bill is respected as a football man, but he's not liked because of the history. People invest in who they respect. They have a drink with people they like. So that's manifest number 1. Number 2, I talk about the secret sauce is what makes you different and valuable. Bill Belichick is famous for developing a game plan each week for each opponent. The opposing team does not know what to expect. This morning on the Mike and Mike show I was watching, they had a player who played for I forget what team he plays for. And he was talking about, we'll talk about Bill Belichick because he's been in the news. And they said, how is it, he's a defense, how is it preparing for Bill Belichick? He says, with every team that we play for, we know what to expect and we game plan for that. He said, with the Patriots, which is Bill's team, Bill Belichick's team, we plan for what they think they're going to do, and we're very seldom right. We always have to adjust it. So Bill becomes respected and excels at his craft of winning football games the legal way by being different. Okay, and he relishes on being different. Another example is last week when he played the two games ago, played the Baltimore Ravens. The Patriots utilized a legal tactic that the Ravens coach, who's been around a long time, a guy named Harbaugh, said he had never seen that before. That's how different Bill Belichick is. Point number 3 is you are the prize. Bill
I'm the prize.
Okay, well, Bill thinks he's the prize, and the Patriots. Free agents and new players accept the fact that the Patriots are the most successful, winningest team in the NFL lately over the last 10, 15 years. And many players have taken pay cuts or a smaller contract to play for the Patriots. Tom Brady, for example, is one that's done that a number of times. Number 4 is list of expectations. Bill explains a list of expectations he has for each of his players. You either comply with his list or you are released. You are released. For example, this year they had a rookie player named Jonas Gray, and in his first game as a participating running back against the Colts, he ran for 201 yards, which was a rookie record for the Patriots. And everybody praised him. He was going to respond to this. And then the following week, late for practice on a Friday. Jonas Gray was late. One of his list of expectations is you're there early. You're never late for practice. Jonas Gray has not played significant time since that big game he had against the Colts. He has not played significant time because he did not make his list of expectations. And my guess is that if he screws up again, he will be released. List of expectations. Number 5 is the system. Bill has created an atmosphere called the Patriots Way as to how he runs the team, the good parts of running teams. Many teams have tried to copy the Patriots Way, but few have succeeded. So Bill, rather be respected than liked. He enjoys being different when it comes to game planning. He considers playing for the Patriots an honor and a prize. He has a list of expectations he has from each of his players, and he has a system of how to succeed. I transferred these 5 lessons, these 5 points to a small business. Be respect, and also be liked if you can, but be respected first. Make sure that you are different, not just better. Always accept that you are the prize. You have a lot to offer. Have a list of expectations for your clients or your prospects. If they're not willing to meet that, nobody needs a bad customer. And also have a system in place. Your clients are buying your system to get them to make their lives better, their businesses better. They'll buy the system, and you come along with the system. The bad, and I because of what happened last Sunday, I have to mention the bad. There are a lot of people who dislike the Patriots because they win. They dislike Bill Belichick because he's arrogant, and they dislike Tom Brady because he's appears to be too perfect and has a supermodel wife named Gisele Bündchen. They're looking for any crack in their armor. The Spygate, which is spying on the Jets in 2007, and then the thing about the football problem not being inflated enough, are now under investigation. Bill's legacy, Tom Brady's legacy, the Patriots' legacy have all suffered. Once lost, it is difficult to get your ethics and good feelings back. Be honest, be ethical, be fair, and be legal. If you don't, it'll bite you for many, many years to come, as the Patriots are finding. And gentlemen, that is my twin for this week. Thank you.
Very good. What was the football thing? How can you get illegal football in play? Don't the referees do that?
The footballs have to be a certain inflated to a certain psi, pounds per square inch. And it's 12.5 to 13.5, and they're tested 2 hours before the game by the officials, and then they're given to the teams. Each team has their own set of 12 different balls, and during the game, the Indianapolis Colts noticed that the balls that Tom Brady was using weren't as firm as they should have been. They had been deflated, if you will, and so they called the league, and the league called the referees during the game. During the game, they called the referees, and the referees took the balls out and measured them. Each team has 12 balls. 11 of the 12 balls that the Patriots had were underinflated, below league standards. None of the Colts balls were inflated, and so now they called that cheating. And as of this morning's press conference, this is my opinion. I have no facts. My opinion is that Tom Brady will be accused and will be punished because I think it was his doing, and not Bill Belichick. Tom Brady being the quarterback, and if I were the league, I would suspend Tom Brady from playing in the Super Bowl if he in fact cheated. Yeah, I would do that. And as much as I love Tom Brady, I mean,
I would like to disagree with you, Frank.
All right.
Okay.
Hey, there's a surprise.
Contrast.
Everything you have said is true, absolutely true. But what they took the balls out of play at the end of the first half, and they put in 12 new footballs that were absolutely to standard. The score of the second half was Patriots 27, Colts 0. So I really don't think that they, should they fine him? Yeah. If he did it, yes, fine him, but not suspend him for the Super Bowl. There's no way that the running back from the Patriots, I think, gained 157 yards. The Colts stunk that day. They would not have won no matter what football they were using. So I disagree with the harshness of your penalty, and I'm not even as upset, that they did it, to be very honest with you. I'm a Giant fan, but I do like the Patriots, and I respect Belichick, like you say. He's good to respect because he's a brilliant football man. So I think they'll fine him, or they should fine him, or if they think a suspension is do it for the first game next year. But I just don't think that would be a tremendously overreaction. I think because the game did not come down to the footballs. The game came down that the Patriots outplayed the Colts by a great margin, and like I say, using league-approved balls to the standard of, I think it's anywhere like 12.5 psi. The Patriots won 27-0. So that's my opinion.
Jane.
So are you honestly saying then the Patriots have better balls than the Colts do?
I knew. I was trying to how long would it take us to get there? 20 minutes. Okay.
Yeah.
Again, the fine for that offense, by the way, according to league rules, is $25,000.
Right.
Okay. Tom makes, I'm guessing, 30, but isn't maybe 30 to 35 million. And oh, by the way, he's the second biggest breadwinner in his family at 35 million. His wife makes more than double that.
Yeah.
25,000. And by the way, I love Tom Brady. I mean, as much as a man, I can't say that here, but I love Tom Brady. To me, ethics and fairness, and someone used a good point this morning. They said when you fake that somebody knocked you down, that's called tax avoidance. When you cheat, that's called tax evasion. If they willfully cheated the game, they must be punished. Okay, maybe suspending them for the Super Bowl is harsh, but they've got to send a message: no more.
Well,
if you don't like the rules, change the rules.
The rule that rule for as far as a punishment is the fine is $25,000, but it's not limited to that. The league has the option to do a more severe fine, and I saw it last night on Megyn Kelly's show. She was reading the rule as an attorney does, but yes, if in fact they prove that he said that he should be substantially punished, I just fall short of saying take him out of the biggest game of the year, and I think that punishment that then the game turns out to be a nothing game, and all the 100 and something million fans going to watch it are not going to get to see the game as it should be. So I just think that's way over the top as far as the punishment. If he's guilty, $1 million. Okay, he can't go home to his wife for a month or something like that. Just
now you're
punish him. Yeah.
Okay, we agree to disagree.
Right.
Okay. We got it.
That's my point.
But aside from that, I again, let's going back to the 5 points. The good Bill Belichick, and by the way, and I like him. Again, I do like him and respect him because I'm a Patriots fan. But he is following those 5 points. He doesn't care if you like him or not.
No.
He is.
Well, did you watch any of the press conference this morning?
Oh yeah. Oh, absolutely. 6:30. Yes, I did.
Yeah. I watched the first 5 minutes because I knew exactly what it was going to be. He came out. He made a statement. He said, "I will not talk about it anymore." And anytime they asked him a question, he said, "I will not talk about it anymore. I will not." That's all he said. And that's him. He's just a hardhead. He's a great coach. But I only watched 5 minutes because when I heard it was coming on, I said, "Let me turn on." I know what's going to happen. He's not going to answer any questions, and he didn't.
Yeah, and he didn't. Anyway, so anyway, it's I think there's good business lessons there, and also even the one about if you're caught cheating, and they were caught cheating with Spygate, it's tough to get your reputation back. Right. Just be ethical, be honest, no tricks, no manipulation. Just be who you are in a small business, and life will be good.
Absolutely.
All right.
All right. There you go. And before I turn the C block over to Dick, I want to share my screen for another. And you all see that?
Not yet. Yep.
No, not yet.
Yeah, it was on there then, Peter. Yep.
Yeah. Well, we went to Charlie Maroney's yesterday, had a meeting there, Dick and myself and 2 others, and I ran into both the owner and the owner's son, Charlie Brown, believe it or not, and they were trying a new dish. And I said, well, I want that. This turns out to be trout, but it's stuffed with scallops. And so it's like a fillet in a way, but they butterflied the trout, right? And put divers scallops on the inside with a little layer of lemon on each one of the diver scallops, and then brown this thing and top it. It was phenomenal. It's not on the menu yet, but they're doing great. And Dick, you want to comment on the service by any chance?
Yeah, I've been there now twice with you, and probably in the last 3 weeks, and the experience compared to what it used to be at Charlie
Charlie Maroney's.
I'm saying Charlie Maroney's is noticeably improved. I mean, it's markedly. It's so much different. Our server was this cute young girl, and she couldn't be more service oriented and polite and friendly, and a smile on her face. The chef comes out and is talking to Peter about the dish, and this is the chef now, and he's bussing the tables, and he's talking to Peter. He said, yeah. He said, as a chef, he said, I like to come out. It's important for me to meet everybody, talk to them, see what they liked or what they didn't like. I don't mind bussing table because it gives me an opportunity to talk to you like I'm talking now. And it was just amazing. And when he walked away, I said to Peter, tell Gary, don't lose this guy. I mean, he's a winner. I mean, so it was absolutely, the service has gone from a 3 to a 10. I had a bowl of corn chowder.
Oh, that chowder! Oh my God!
It was phenomenal, and I'm not a big soup eater. This was phenomenal, and at the end I ordered a bowl to go for my wife because she loves soup, and she had it for dinner last night, and she just couldn't stop talking about it. So, not only is the service is better, the atmosphere is great, the food is tremendous. So, it's really made a great turnaround.
Yeah, I want to share my screen again. Here, hang on, because I ate. That's the remnants of my soup, and I woofed this down, and it was just so incredibly good. I forgot to take a picture.
Yeah.
But for the small business lesson, this falls into maybe the fractured business tales in a way. But we've watched Gary bring this restaurant back from the brink of disaster, and he is certainly hitting his stride right now. And it's really good to see a business do that. Not only is the food outrageously good, now the service is great. And when you have a business meeting, Frank, and we've seen it with a lot of the places, the servers come in and interrupt everything all the time. And this at Charlie Maroney's just didn't ever happen. We were constantly served without an interruption.
Yeah.
And it was great. It was really awesome. So. There you
Congratulations to Gary and his son and Charlie Maroney's.
Absolutely.
That's good to hear.
It is good to hear, and so yeah, and I can't wait to. I think Charlie Brown is going to join us on these podcasts from time to time, so we'll get a chance to talk with him and get their flavor of where they're taking their business and where they're heading. But awesome.
Dick, can I do a fractured business tale before you do your
Steve? Go right ahead.
Yeah. And again, and thank you for reminding me, Peter. It was my wife's birthday last week, and we belong to these. They're called e-clubs, where you get coupons on your birthday and so forth. And it's a nice thing to have. So anyway, so she got a coupon for a free breakfast at IHOP. I said, okay. I said, that's good. We've been to IHOP before, and an IHOP is an IHOP. It is what it is. Okay. And we went there, in fact, it was this past Sunday. And we were both blown away by the quality of the waitress. And it was a lady, an older lady. I say older, she's younger than me, but older lady. She wasn't a kid. She was so attentive, so courteous, so professional, so accommodating. And I remember my wife and I talked about it when we left on driving home after Sunday morning breakfast. And I'm saying, there are restaurants who charge 3, 5, 10 times the meal price of an IHOP that don't have the quality of servers that this lady gave us at an IHOP. And we've talked about it. We tell other people. Now I'm telling you all about it. And I think it comes back to what you said about Charlie Maroney's and what John Taffer said about his bar rescue clients. People will talk about their experience. I had a great one. A great one at IHOP. You and Dick have had 2 or 3 great ones in a row now with Charlie Maroney's. It matters. It's what people remember and talk about. Yeah, the corn chowder was good and your trout stuff with scallops was good, but you also talked about the waitress who respected your business meeting and came and served you without being interruptive.
Right. Right.
And there's another small business lesson there. When we go out and do prospecting, how can we serve our clients? How can we serve our people that we want to sell to without interrupting them? I'm glad you asked. I have a program for that. That's it.
And by the way, I want to correct Dick on his story. That wasn't the chef. That was the new general manager.
Oh, I thought it was the chef. I'm sorry.
No, it's a new general manager.
Oh, okay.
And you know, we specifically talked about the fact that Charlie Maronis doesn't have an expediter.
Yeah.
And in the restaurant world, an expediter makes sure the food's coming out on time and the quality is there. That's your first quality. That's your quality control check right there.
Yeah.
And the buck stops there. And so, yeah, so there's a general manager. He doesn't mind coming out and bussing tables, but a great guy. I mean, awesome guy. Yeah,
very good.
Incredible. Now, for those that are listening to the show, I want to hold up. Both Dick and I are suffering today. That's a lime. It's our last of our lime season out here at the Salton Sea. So gin and tonics got away from me yesterday. So there you go. And Dick, before you go on to your entrepreneurial thing, can you talk about the surfboard strikes again?
Certainly. I think I mentioned last week that I went to a luncheon in Palm Springs and the Chamber of Commerce, and I have these surfboards. I showed it last week. I have one right here.
We're making a bunch today.
Yeah.
Yep.
And when I go to these meetings, I feel like I have a leg up on people as far as getting noticed and getting attention, because it's not your standard business card. We call them surfboards, but it's gets people's attention. I mentioned last week that I signed the person up on the spot, and they got three more people interested. Well, I went again this week, and I went early because the person that I met last week and gave the surfboard to wanted to sign up. So that's 2 that came for that one luncheon. And at these things, you go and you meet people, you talk to them, and I've adopted the philosophy that until someone asks me what I do, I don't say anything about what I do, and I don't give out the surfboard. I just talk to them. And I was at a table with 2 realtors, the lady that signed up, and we're just talking with 10, 15 minutes, and one of the banker said, so what do you do? And that's my opening. I said, well, let me give you my business card and we'll explain it to you. And I gave it to him. I said, it's prepaid legal service. I didn't even go into the elevator pitch or anything. And and then went on talking about other things. And they're sitting there, you can see they're looking at it, reading, and all of a sudden they're asking me questions. Does it do this? Does it do that? And make a long story short, both of them want me to contact them next week. That they're very interested in signing up. So then I get up and the lady who signed up with me, you give your elevator pitch to everybody, and at the end they do shout outs. So this lady stands up and she says, I want to give a shout out to somebody, I forget what it was, and also to Legal Shield. I just signed up and I'm going to get my will and living testimony, everything updated, and for what I'm gonna, with the money I save, I'll pay for my legal service, Legal Shield dues for 3 years, and it's a great thing. So I stood up and I said, well, I want to give a shout out to Katie for such a great shout out. Just made a joke out of it, And this lady on the table next to me leans over, taps my shoulder. Can I have one of those? I said, sure. And I talked to her, and she said, I'll be getting in touch with you next week. So it's just like I said last week, I walk in with an advantage that I'm not like everyone else, and I'm doing something different. And I absolutely have gotten to the point where I do not ever give out the card until someone asks me, what do I do? Because I figure there may be an interest there. So that's when I give it to them. So that's the surfboard story.
Yeah, you also said one of them asked, did Legal Shield make that for
Yeah,
you?
yeah. You want to know if that was Legal Shield professionally done? I said, no, it's professionally done by a friend of the Salton Sea.
And I've got that up. Let me share my screen. This is. Let me know when you got my screen,
Yeah,
guys.
we got it. Yeah.
All right. Well, for those that want to learn how to do this, basically this is Publisher, and this is a threefold brochure that we end up cutting with a nice cutter. So you print on one side, all three are the same, and then you flip it over and print on the back. And so you come out with a 8.5 by 11 glossy sheet that you end up slicing into three pieces, or in the three pieces. So, and this is what we end up making the surf. This becomes the surfboard, as we call it. And your CD-ROM goes here at the bottom with what we call fugitive glue, which is the tacky glue dots you can purchase, and it makes for a phenomenal way to literally expose your business to other people. So that's the surfboard.
Yeah.
And
And just to add on, I'm going Saturday afternoon to work the Chamber of Commerce booth at the Humana Golf Tournament, and at this tournament, you give out chamber information, but you're also allowed to hand out your business card or business information. So I'm going out to Peters this afternoon to do a bunch more. I'll probably give out 100 of these today or Saturday to people. So again, it's great exposure. And it was funny because I was at the kickoff breakfast, and I was talking to a lady who's a chamber member, and asking her what she's done it before. I said, "How's it going on?" And she said, "Well, make sure with your business card that you get it in front somehow stapled to do this so it'll get noticed." But I took out the surfboard. I said, "You think this will get noticed?" She says, "Oh, that's going to take the whole show." So. So,
that's
really
great.
good. So, yeah,
that's great. All right, so you have an entrepreneurial story.
Well, I don't know if it's a story or not, but I had kind of a light bulb go off yesterday. As you mentioned, Peter, we had a business meeting and with about a startup business that we're working on, and then we had a lunch, and I was thinking about it last night. Through my career, and I've had a pretty long, successful career. I've always had the benefit of being around people that were probably smarter than me and very successful, and I always learned and grew from being around people like that, and it's helped me be. Obviously, I had to do the heavy lifting and all, but it's always great when you're around people that are smarter than you, more experienced than you in some areas, and learn from them. And I yesterday at lunch, and I'm not going to comment on the book, but you guys start talking about DeVito. Mm-hmm. If you've ever read DeVito, and in all my years of business and reading and all, I'd never heard of or read or knew about DeVito. And DeVito is a book about how to get to the very important top officer. And so I made a mental note of it, and came home and went on Amazon, and there's a whole series of books of DeVito. And I just read the introduction, a few things. I'm going to read a lot more this weekend, and it just got me thinking that that is so important. Entrepreneurs generally are small companies, and they may be like me, just the only employee, or they could have the wife and family, or 3 or 4 employees, but they're generally out there alone. And I think it's important in business to not be alone, and to make sure you're associating with and surrounding yourself with people that can help you. And even when they don't realize they're helping you, they help you. They help you by counsel, advice, just conversation. And it came to me last night when I was having one of my vodka tonics. that that's something that I've overlooked in as far as talking about or even realizing it. I'm going to learn a lot, I'm sure, from this book. But I've been fortunate, like I said, to have it, and I've been fortunate. I met Peter now going on close to 2 years, and he has helped me more than you can imagine. And I think that as an entrepreneur, you should try to seek out people. You join a meetup group that has some quality people that can help you through your issues and help you grow. And by osmosis, you learn things. I sat there. I sat at a 2-hour meeting at a gentleman's house, and I don't think I said 5 words during the meeting, but by osmosis and listening, I learned more than anyone could imagine. In fact, I was talking to Gordon afterwards. He called me and he said, "You were quiet." And I said, "I was quiet because one, there was, 4 people talking to you, and you didn't need to be chiming in all the time. And two, I was really absorbing and listening." And he said, "That's great." So I guess the purpose of this little talk is, if you own a business, seek out other people that can help you, not from a commercial point of view and not to run your business, but just be there so you can bounce things off them, talk to them, have a drink, and build that relationship where it's not using anybody. You're helping each other. I think in some ways, hopefully, I've helped Peter over the last couple of years. And I try to do that. And Frank, you've helped me with your 27 seconds, and even though I don't agree with with some of your approach, I agree with a lot of it, and I've learned from it, and I think it's important to be around people that can help you do that. And again, when you're running a business and you got 2 other people working for you, you can get very, very lonely, and when things go bad, get very discouraged. You need someone to go say, "Hey, let's have a drink. I got to talk." And I think that's my kind of tip that for an entrepreneur is make sure you surround yourself with people that hopefully are smarter than you and have a lot of experience that can help you through your tough times. So that's it.
Yeah, that's a good point. A lot of times it's kind of fun to sit back and watch meetings, and learn from what other people
Yeah.
either positively or negatively what their mistakes
Yeah.
are making or what. But yeah, no, it's great. So I forgot I didn't have the focus put on my camera, by the way, when I showed the surfboard. So let me do that for our listeners, watchers here. This is the surfboard again. It's a brochure layout and publisher, and you'll end up cutting this. So you print on one side, you flip it over. Here's the back side. And then you end up cutting this into pieces, and Dick has a CD-ROM that we put right here with fugitive glue. So I was negligent, had the focus of the video over on you, Dick, and not on my screen, so they didn't see it.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, great. Welcome back, Phil. I guess little Philip had you busy there.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. So would you like to talk about something there, Phil?
Sure. Maybe, what would you like here? I just came on. I do apologize here, but there's a couple different topics that we can talk about. One would be how just a lot of people that run an online business don't have the proper funnel system set up. We can talk about that.
Oh, that would be good. That would be good.
Okay, so typically your average, let's just take most businesses, primarily contractors, are notorious for this. They do some advertising. Either they take out some ads online, use PPC, advertise on Facebook, and their whole purpose of the advertising campaign is to obviously bring in a new client, right? But what they fail to realize is that only 1%, if they're lucky, are actually looking for that exact service at that exact point when their advertisement campaign goes live. Restructuring the goal and taking a step back and to understand that, listen, there's a bigger picture to this than to just satisfy my needs now. Because there's more people that are prone to possibly being interested in the service that you provide later on, let's say maybe 30 days, 90 days, 6 months from the time, let's say, if you broaden or focus on that as a target market versus the less than 1% crowd that are actually looking for those services right now, you'll actually squeeze more dollars out of your campaign in the long run. So to give you an idea, a roofing company might put a Facebook ad up to $500 off for a roof. Well, only someone that's in the market of shopping for a new roof, will be interested in that. How about the other people that want to learn about, the 5 mistakes that homeowners make when doing business with a roofer? That roofer could put out a nice little publication or checklist, offer that on Facebook, offer it in lieu of their contact information, and now they're building a list of people that are interested in roofing. So now when they go, they now can target that list. They can mail to that list anytime they want. Sending an email is free, all right? And you're going to collect a lot more emails offering information like that specific to the type of demographic you want to attract, versus trying to attract, someone right then and there for a $500 off offer. You follow me?
Oh, absolutely. Information selling, so to speak, again.
Right.
So
helping contractors develop a sequential funnel system, and helping them realize that, and it doesn't have to be contractors, it could be any type of business, realize that, listen, the money, the value, the reward is in obtaining that list of hopeful prospects, right? And making sure you have a large enough list that you can message as frequently as you like, right? So you increase your odds from less than 1% to now having a chance to market to 80% of your market. And with those numbers, you can't lose. You're still going to spend the same amount per click. You might as well get people that are clicking that are interested. Not necessarily right there in the moment, but are interested in something that you can provide a solution to.
Yeah, you become an expert in their eyes, and they're going to come back around, and when it's time, they want to deal with that expert.
Right.
Right.
And
Dick. Dick, that harkens to say maybe we should put out something for Legal Shield, the 5 mistakes people make not really having Legal Shield, not having that attorney, not being able to look over a contract, not being able to immediately call somebody with the app when you're getting pulled over, for example. There might be a little interesting informational piece we could put out.
Yeah.
That's a good point, Phil. Yeah. Hey, and Phil, talk about the new URL you got. Is that a legitimate topic?
Oh, it is. It is. I was looking at the buzz here, and this guy, in a matter of 2 weeks, created a site that's called shipyourенemiesglitter.com.
Mm-hmm.
And for $9.99, you can send glitter as a service to piss off someone you dislike. It's literally, I'm reading right off his website.
Really?
Yes. So, and glitter is like the artsy fartsy family. It's considered herpes in the crafts world. I mean, if you spill glitter everywhere, it's usually with you for life. I mean, you might clean something off, and 2 weeks later, see a little sparkle, glitter, and it just never goes away. So, and when you get it on your hands, you can wash it, and it's still there. It kind of has a magnetic reaction to anything it touches. But this guy.
What's the URL?
His URL is shipyourенemiesglitter.com.
Ship your enemies. Oh.
Right. Now, in fact, the buy now button says ready to F up someone's day, but they actually spell out the F word. Ship some glitter now for only $9.99. But he's been so overwhelmed he couldn't do it anymore. So he disabled the buy button. He was doing about $20,000 per day. He just sold his site on Flippa, which is this URL auctioning block, for $85,000. He's only had it for 2 weeks. Wow. Now, so that's a great deal. Now, since there's so much hype off of that, I decided, listen, let me play off of that And since the guy's not taking orders, and there's so many people wanting to order this as a service, I secured the URL. Shit, I have to go look at it now. I forgot it. So
I've got it up on the screen.
Right, exactly. So I got the URL this morning, sendpeopleYouHateGlitter.com. And I'm going to use the same concept, same price, and because he's not fulfilling any more orders and there's just such a high demand for it, I thought it would be a nice way to, literally chase a shiny object, Peter. Many of them as a form of glitter.
And of course, what Phil's responding to is that we have a tendency to, like fish in a lure, something shiny, we go right to that. So you start a business that gets a little difficult going, and you see the next shiny thing, and you run to that and run to that.
It doesn't get shinier than glitter.
That's probably true.
All right, so there's a high demand for it. There's no one else offering it, and I hope that no one's watching this right now. And if they do, they watch it 2 years from now, so I can at least make some money with this.
Well, hey, I'm ready to go send you some money to send some glitter. I think I want to send some glitter over to Frank.
I've already outsourced a wholesaler for this. I can get the really, really fine dust type of glitter, the shit that would really piss someone off, the stuff that really sticks into the grain of the clothing and gets into the pores of your hands.
Oh, I think I have a couple ex-wives that I might want to ship that to.
And I'm going to offer a 1 pound package as a discount here, or as a product as well. So instead of just shipping someone maybe a tablespoon or two of glitter in a packet in an envelope, when they open it up it goes everywhere, I wanted to send maybe a little 4x4, 4-inch by 4-inch box, put a hole in the bottom of it, and then wrap it with wrapping paper. So when they rip open the wrapping paper, that hole is exposed, and now 2 pounds of glitter goes all over them. Okay, I'll be selling that for $99.99.
My God, I want to be the first customer. I'm ready for that.
It's my goal to get this set up and running by the end of the day. So.
That's great.
Let's do a follow-up next week, and we'll monitor the sales and everything else. And this guy has so much traffic. I'll get Frank's
address, and I'll buy one and send it to Frank.
Yes,
and then Frank can show the experience of the glitter at his house.
If someone wants to send Frank anything, Frank just sent me something here, and I have his return address here. So, Frank, if you don't mind, I'm going to share your address so people can send you glitter. Frank lives at 598 Guatemalan Pink Taco Boulevard in El Rancho,
oh God,
California. Anyway, so
Rancho. Hey, it's Roger Rose's birthday today. We ought to send him a glitter pack.
I think that'd be great. And you can we'll do the same as send enemies glitter. We'll put a nice little customized message in there telling them why they received the glitter. So you can tell them how much you hate them, or again, you can do it anonymously too.
Yeah, well, you wish them a better day, a good day.
Hopefully you send it to them at their workplace and they can't get that shit out of the carpet. They got to replace the carpeting.
Yes, I think this is going to be lots of fun. Whoever thought that idea up was brilliant.
He's from Australia, and so anyway, I'm sure it's going to get me a couple days, a couple nights, maybe a 3-day, 4-night trip in hell when I die. But anyways, it's.
Well, if you think about it, it's a clever way, I think, to
revenge for hire.
Well, yeah, without really doing anything illegal, immoral, or fattening. At least you might feel better.
And I think I'm at an opportune moment because we have Valentine's Day coming up, and there's going to be a lot of pissed off people about their exes and just divorcees and everything else. And this I hope no one opens it up naked because that will be one glittery taco.
My God! Oh, we have slumped into the world of glitter, and
say good night,
we'll see how Frank likes it.
You know what's nice about glitter and taco is it puts a smile on everyone's face. Everyone here looking has a smile on their face. All right, I don't see anyone cross-armed or frowning right now.
I'm looking forward to more of this momentarily. I think I need more of this.
Excellent.
But so good. All right, and Anybody have any fractured business tales that they want to talk about?
No.
I don't think so either.
If I left my house more, I would. But
Hey, by the way, this is show number 36, guys.
No.
Wow.
Not bad. And
great.
so, Frank, you'll be able to get over the time codes to me, right? And I'll actually put them on the web for a change. What do you think?
Yeah, I finally, I'll get it done. Right after I watch American Sniper, we're on.
Well, now, you're going against Michael Moore on that.
There you go. That's true.
That's good. All right, we're up at the top of the hour, guys. Anything you want to talk about left? Otherwise, we'll close it off.
I'm all set.
Ready to go.
All right. Say goodnight, Dick.
Good night, Dick.
Good night, Dick.
Yep. Everybody say goodnight. Hang on. I'll end the broadcast.